another epic session. Welcoming a good friend all the way from Brazil, my man, Botello Lopez, who is going to be talking to us exactly about how stablecoins will change the global market for import and export. My friend, welcome on stage, man, and welcome back on the show.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here again. I wish I could be there in South Africa. As you all know, my heart is pure South
I
African.
know,
So
man.
I love the country, and especially Cape Town. Ah, man, I love that, and I miss so much good wine, good biltong. So going to watch some games, rugby. I'm a rugby fan, so I
I love
love.
your t-shirt. I
Well,
love your
I
t-shirt,
think
man.
for the event is the proper one. I know there is a few guys over there who say it's a little bit too much, but unfortunately, I mean, or they join us or we buy them. How about that?
That's it. All right, cool. So please go ahead and handle your presentation. I'll watch you back on stage.
All right, thank you very much. So everyone, thank you very much to be here today. We're gonna be talking about cryptocurrencies, the stable coins, and how stable coins can actually change the global market for import and export. This is something, and even will change the financial system because a lot of countries is already looking to have their own stable coins. Some they are talking about to have their stable coins in a blockchain. Some, like Brazil, they are talking about having a stable coin, but on a private blockchain. I don't know how the private blockchain works, to be honest with you. I mean, I only know blockchain and it's supposed to be public, but private blockchain, the governments, they love to change technology. They love to give their own names for their own things that they regulate. But let's talk a little bit about number one, what is a stable coin? Okay. Stablecoin is a coin, a cryptocurrency that is paired with, can be paired with the US dollar, can be paired with British pounds, can be paired with South African rand. So it's a way to pair the cryptocurrency with a stablecoin, a fiduciary money. Which those, remember those piece of paper, colored one that you have in your pocket, that kind. But and then the stable coin, like the most famous one in the market, it is Tether. Tether, it is a stable coin and has to start to be used all over the world. And then the reason for that is because some importers and exporters, they found a way to, let's say, speed a little bit the process when buying and selling stuff or importing stuff, especially from China. So I'll give you a perfect example. Like in Brazil today, we have a number of. Let me see here because I wrote that down. We are having today here in Brazil, average like 20% of the imports is already being paid with the stable coin, with Ether. So it's growing fast. And most important, why they are choosing that way. Number one, normally when, believe you guys or not, some countries, and when you have to pay bills or when you pay an invoice, the amount of information that you have to take to the bank to convince the bank to pay that invoice with your own money. Yes, you have to go there and then beg to them to pay that invoice, and then you have to prove that you actually importing something, you actually, or even paying for a service or anything like that, or even if you say I'm donating the money, well, forget about it. It's going to be so complicated for you to do that, and the amount of tax that you put on top of it. Well, for example, for instance, like in Brazil, if you are importing a service, you pay 33% tax, local tax here. So, but doesn't matter if the service is coming from overseas. And even let's say it's just someone that's going to develop a website for you, for your company, because let's say you found like the South African guys, they do a better job than the Brazilian ones, and then you decide to use them to do your website. And then you do not have a credit card, or they do not have a credit card to accept. They only have a bank account. So then you screw. So you pay 33% just like that over here, just because you're importing a service from someone, and then you have to prove to the bank that you need to pay them. With a stable coin, that facilitates so much. And then why they stable coin? Well, then if you say, all right, so let's say, for example, the guys from Zago, they have their own stable coin and it's paired with South African rands. Then the company there in South Africa will say, you know what, I will accept the, let's say, XR, which is the coin, which is a stable coin, and they will guarantee if you present to them that stable coin, they will transfer the money to our bank account. So it's a very good way. So then I am here, so I can go there on an exchange here in Brazil, buy the XR, transfer to that local company in South Africa, no tax involved on that, no bank involved on that. And I can even buy XR, or I can start to accept XR on my own business and save that money. I mean, not saving, but having that one in my wallet. And because it's a Ripple, using Ripple blockchain, so I can have it here. So then in that way, I can pay and do not have to go to the bank and beg to pay that service. That will start to work more and more and more in countries, because some companies they say like, well, I don't want to accept Bitcoin or Ethereum or any other form of coin because it's too volatile. So maybe I will charge, let's say, 80,000 rands, and then tomorrow in Bitcoin, and then tomorrow that is only worth it 60 because the price dropped. It can happen, and it does happen. With a stable coin, you don't have that problem. You are completely okay with that because you are accepting XR, and XR is a stable coin paired with the South African rand. So you're getting 80,000 rand. Next morning you still have the 80,000 rand. So if you do the conversion, then there we go. Then you can get it that way. So same thing it works for the USD, for Tether, and then other many stable coins that is in the world. So basically, like I said, like a stable coin is just like that. And like I gave an example, like import and export for a simple service. As long as you accept the stable coin, and then in your own country, you can figure out how to change it, how to exchange that, done, problem solved. And then same thing for me, that is in the other side of the ocean. I have to find a way to buy that stable coin, but and then I can buy that stable coin with Bitcoin. So I can get Bitcoin, buy the stable coin and transfer. The practical side on this is I don't have to run to this guy's ears and then beg to my own money or fill it out forms and forms and forms and forms to be able to do a simple payment. So this is really, really, really amazing how it's changing. And then the most important for those that import stuff from China, they also is doing the same thing. Is starting to get more and more. And now he's a little advice to trading companies, like companies that they represent other companies, let's say in Brazil or South Africa, anywhere in the world. So those companies, they normally facilitate the import and export. Those guys, they should start to read about it and then to learn about it. How can I accept stable coins as a payment? So then I can speed the process for import and export. And there is nothing legal in this thing. You basically are paying a service, or you're paying for some goods or some products with another asset. So basically, you are exchanging. But we know for sure the government is going to find a way to try to get a piece of this. But the most important, well, if the government find a way, good for them. What is a little bit like too much is the banks trying to control your own money, even when it's an international transfer. And that bullshit that every single one they always keep saying, oh, this is to avoid money laundering, this is to avoid tax evasion, this is to avoid all that bullshit that they always talking about. Listen, this is even more secure because you have the record on the blockchain. You have who sent from wallet A to wallet B. Then there we go. And someone to buy a stable coin or to buy any coin, they have to go to a local exchange. So there is no way to someone to transfer millions and millions and millions without doing the proper KYC, which I am complete against. But well, some exchange they need to do the KYC because they are cowards or they do not want to face the regulator or something like that. But I'm completely against this, but I can accept in my own business. I can accept stablecoin, and then if I have to pay anyone, I can tell them, listen, guys, why don't you accept stablecoin? So then there is no volatile, is not volatile, so you can receive, and then you can pay your things in your own country. So it's a very good way, and I can see that is growing more and more and more. Just have a look on Coin Market Cap. Look what Tether is right now, and look what the other one from United States. USDC also is growing more and more and more. So we seeing those stable coins getting more and more, even for guys that they do trade on exchange. Even that is really really helping a lot. But here's the other thing that is really really good on the import and export. And the moment that someone can want to put like an online shop, online store, and to export their own product, again, you don't have to be calculating what is the price of Bitcoin right now. Well, if your price is in US dollars, you just can receive Ether. And then some people say, wow, but Ether, because it's doing on a Ethereum network, is too expensive, the fees. Well, then use Tron. Tron network is a zero fee. So then you see, there is always a way for you to do that. And there is a bunch of APIs and a market that can do it. So for those that they want to that you want to sell your own products overseas, but you don't want to do those calculations and all that. So you want to be sure that you are selling US dollars or even you sell in rands, then you can have all the price over there. You can say, well, I receive an XR, I receive in wire transfers if you want to. I want to receive in a credit card, and I can receive in a stable coin. The good part is you don't need to sign a deal with the MasterCard and Visa and they'll take a fee, right? So you don't have to sign a deal with the bank and then the bank will take a fee when the money come, because they will charge you a fee because of it. And you never know the exchange rate that they're going to be using. With a stable coin in your website, it's so practical. You just add there, and then it's so simple. The APIs that is in the market, it's huge. And especially for sure, the guys from Zago, very soon they will come up with their own API if they don't have that already. I know they are testing because we are testing the API with them. So very soon they'll be able, any South African website can put the XR there, receive, go to Zago, and transfer the money straight to the bank account. And probably that's going to be next day. Completely different from what we see today when you receive credit card. And sometimes even who's just you selling or buying your product, they do not have the credit card to pay. Or let's say, for example, let's say even if your product is too cheap, and sometimes I'll give it another example. Let's say I want to buy wine from South Africa because I love the wine from South Africa, and that wine cost me $20, and I know it's a very good wine, $20. Huh? Then okay, so then is another, let's say $20 to send the wine to Brazil. Okay, because I love it. I don't care to pay $20 for you guys to send the wine to Brazil. But let me tell something. The bank will charge me $150 to do that payment. Yes, exactly. $150 to do the payment. And then any bank in Brazil that I walk in and say, hey, I need to pay those guys $40 in South Africa because they are sending me a wine. Okay, number one, you have to prove that you really need that wine. Number two, you have to pay $150 in order to pay to do the wire transfer. And then number three, you have to pay 33% tax on this thing. Then when the products arrive here in Brazil, of course, tax again and again and again and again, right? So if I do that payment just with a stable coin, XR, well, then I go to the our exchange, Stratum Exchange. Well, then buy XR with Bitcoin, transfer to anyone, end of question. That's simple. And that can be used to any business, any single business. It's amazing how it can be worked. I think I have to open a little bit for questions, and feel free to shoot the questions. I'll be more than happy to answer all the questions.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. As always, I like your free spirit. I love your ability to just connect with the audience and tell exactly how you see it, man. But listen, there's just about three questions that I'm going to actually go through. First of all, let's assume that cryptocurrencies is the future, right? So this is a question from Neil Rawat. So what do you think will happen to paper currency And how easy will it be for the government to accept this new version of transactions? Also, how easily crypto will be available to the common man? What's your take on that?
Well, paper money, those colored paper that they print a lot with no guarantee. Yeah, that one I think is the end. That one for sure will become, we call that shit coin. All right. So for those that they don't understand the market, we have Bitcoin, we have altcoin, which is all the other cryptocurrencies in the market, and we have the shit coin. The shit coin is the piece of paper that the government they print. All right. So I think the government will move to a cryptocurrency too. The difference will be, well, we can see China testing already. I think Brazil will test next year. I think they will try on a private blockchain. I don't understand private blockchain. I only understand public blockchains because this is technology. They should call database. Come on, the private blockchain. That's a database. End of story. Say I have a database on Oracle. Done. But I think what is going to happen is some countries with an open mind, they will accept the private stable coins that put this way or other stable coins, and they will accept it
Right.
very well. Some countries they will say probably they will ban those cryptos. That's what I can see. What's going to happen, and then they will come up with their own. So that's what I think is going to be the future. But all the other ones, they will accept, they will regulate, and maybe 5 to 10 years, it will be a very good regulation. Not now, but right now, because it's too small the market yet, the government is just going to see how that goes. But they will change, and they will definitely going to have their own stable coin. And just for me to finish this point, then we're going to have a huge wall between those stable coins that belong to the government. One example, let's say there in Cape Town, there is a place called Chinatown. Let's say they sell all the products, all the goods from China. Because China has the digital yuan now, what
Right.
happened when they start to accept the digital yuan over there? Are the South African government to be happy with this? I don't think so. And anyone can pay and go straight to China with no bank involved at all. So this is going to be a good
Nice, nice, nice. All right. So look, I have plenty of other questions, but you know what? Unfortunately, because of time, I don't think I will be able to take them. But they all relate to the CBDC, and most importantly, exactly stablecoin functioning and fiat and all that kind of stuff. But guys, I do invite you to chime in at a session, at a panel discussion whereby it will be entirely about digital currencies or central bank digital currencies and stablecoin, and I invite you to ask your questions there. But Rotello, thank you very much for being a part of this event. Thank you for being a free thinker. And well, F the banks. I love your T-shirt. One more time, please ship it to me in South Africa. And guys, I'm inviting you for the panel discussion. And thank you very much again for your contribution here. I'm inviting you for a panel discussion, and find me there.
Thank you. Bye, guys.